Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking HPA adapters, magazine adapters, and specifically I'm going to talk through the magazine adapters that I have for this, my KC-02 gas blowback DMR build. Obviously it's based on a .22 caliber rifle in real steel. This is just a replica, this is not real. And TAPP Airsoft very kindly sent me quite a few different magazine adapters to turn my gas blowbacks into HPA run replicas. So they've actually sent me two for this, the KC-02. I'm in the middle of my KC-02 build, so I thought what better opportunity than to actually almost do like a talk through of like the advantages, the disadvantages of running an HPA adapter, and actually show you how they work, what the install is like, you know, what the practicality of actually doing it kind of looks like. So hopefully that's going to be of value to you guys. But what I'm going to do is first actually kind of like talk through the downsides, and then downsides of not having it running on regular mags, and then kind of talk through and show you guys what it's like, and then kind of like do the conversion and then do it. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video, but this is the current state of my KC-02 replica. I've changed quite a lot on it. Well, not quite a lot. I've changed quite a few externals on it. So this is not in any way complete yet. But basically I've done a different outer barrel with a threaded outer barrel, a different actual flash hider on here. I've removed rails from the sides of this lower and actually the bottom of it. I have put an aim point replica on here, T2. I've put a Magpul stock on here, and then I've actually put a different pistol grip on here as well. This is a PTS one right here. So far, I actually quite like the look of this. I'm gonna do another video, which is gonna be me spray painting this as well, and I'm gonna change out the inner barrel that I've already bought and just need to do that. So those will be separate videos. So if you wanna see how this is gonna turn out, definitely subscribe. But the things I'm gonna talk about today, as I said, are magazine adapters. So this is a magazine adapter, as it says here, or it says here, it is from TAPP Airsoft, as you can see right there. This basically allows me, instead of using the regular gas blowback mag, I'm gonna put this in the base of the mag well, and then with this one specifically, I can actually run MP5 mags. I like running mini MP5 mags just because I like it looking more kind of standard like it would do. And so all I'm doing basically is plugging this in, and then this, which I believe is maybe a 60 or 100 round mag, then has gas flowing into it. It has the BBs fed directly into the replica. I'll show you what it looks like. I just do this way here. So that's what it's going to look like, fairly similar to the real steel. And then I actually have this little tab here, which is going to allow me to release these mags. So I can run, you know, like 10 of these mags if I want to on me, and have unlimited BBs effectively, and almost unlimited gas with this gas line right here. The other one they've sent me, which I'm quite excited for, and actually I think I'm maybe slightly more excited for, is this, which is an actual, the same thing, you know, like runs basically in that mag well. But what this does is it takes shotgun shells. These I believe are the Matrix ones. Most of them are fairly similar. But what this is gonna do is we are gonna have basically a little hole here, and then I can input this shotgun shell in here, click it in, and that is gonna take 30 round little kind of 30 round mags, 30 round shotgun shells, and then I have a tab here, which is just gonna pop that straight out. So hopefully these are both going to work, which I think they are, because I've used TAPP stuff before, and obviously I'm going to get them installed. One thing I would say with this is it's really easy. Like it's super easy to do. That is what the standard, that is what the MP5 adapter looks like there, and then the standard mags look like that. So it's a fairly similar look. This is a bit straighter. You can, I believe, get ones of these that will take like ARP9 mags. I could run larger MP5 mags in here if I wanted to. So kind of like, as long as you've got something which runs an MP5 and is compatible, you know, like the possibilities are endless effectively. Now, the issues that you're going to have with this, I really like gas blowback mags, and what I really like is that you're going to get that bolt hold back, you're going to get realistic reloads, you're going to get recoil, but the issues really are going to be consistency, number one. This is filled with a liquid gas. I've got one here just to show you, which is a 150 PSI, one from Swiss Arms. This is going to basically put liquid in here that's going to expand, and it is going to not be very consistent. Like the first few shots are going to fire a lot higher FPS, and then the later shots are going to drop off, hopefully not too much, but they are going to reduce in power, and so therefore it's not going to be consistent. And when I think you're running something like this, which I'm going to build out as kind of like a DMR, you want it to be able to shoot distance and power, and so that's going to be an issue. The other issue you're going to have is when you're playing outside, specifically with a lot of players who have AEGs, who have 100 round plus magazines, you are not going to have the capacity in this mag that is going to be able to keep up. Like, I think this is a 22 round mag, so if they've got 5 times as much in one magazine, you're going to have to carry a lot of these, so you're giving up consistency and you're giving up mag capacity. These are also a lot heavier. I quite like that, but you know, that's just something to bear in mind. And obviously these can probably go wrong a lot easier. You know, if your mag seal isn't there, like you're kind of like, that mag's done, you need to take it home, redo the O-rings in it, you know, silicone kind of lube up different parts of it to make it work. Now, what I'm going to do is actually just show you how this performs. You can obviously just run an HPA replica, like you could just have something which is an HPA. For me, I don't like doing that because you don't get like the recoil. The cool thing with this is you have a very short little snappy bolt, and actually, like, I love the idea of that just kind of giving me a little recoil. It's not going to be a lot. It's not like a real steel firearm. This is a replica, and so that it's just the feedback for me that I really like. And so by having this, it basically can kind of give me the mag capacity. It can give me the consistency because it's running just high pressure air from a tank right there, and it's also going to still give me that recoil. So what I'm going to do is I've actually got a Chrono here. I'm going to show you kind of how this is firing. It is quite cold today, or this mag was quite cold, and so it may not be quite as powerful as it would be. With the regular mags, you're going to have you know, a little fill valve right here. You're going to fill it up with gas. It may do like 2 or 3 fills. I don't like these mags because of this follower here. Like, I'll show you how hard this is. Like, there's a very tight, like, inset little follower. You need to, like, if you don't have a nail, you're in a lot of trouble. You need to pull this down basically to load it. There is a gap right here where that is going to allow you to just kind of drop BBs in. So I'm going to drop a couple in here. Normally I would not run 0.2 gram BBs on this, but because we are just doing a Chrono right now, what I'm going to do is input a couple of these. So I'm basically taking it there. I'm going to input a couple of these BBs, and because like most fields are, you know, they're basing the FPS limits on 0.2s, and they'll kind of like, you know, say, right, well, a 0.3 therefore can fire at this level. That's going to be, hold on 1 second, I've got someone at my door. So okay guys, sorry, had to go and answer the door. Anyway, I've kind of filled the actual BBs into this, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of fire it, show you the action, and then I've got a chronograph here, which I'll kind of do some readings on, and so then we can compare it like for like, and you can kind of get an idea of like consistency, etc. So I've actually got this set at 0.25 right now. Hold on. We're going to go 0.2s. So what I'm going to do is just show you that. As I said, so 0.2 grams, you know, like it's kind of the base level. I don't think really anyone plays with 0.2 grams. And probably what I'm going to run these on are 3.6 and above, like 3.6 3 6s, maybe 4s, 4 3s, just because I want that. And so I'll turn up the PSI on this to the max to get it the dual rating. But 0.2s is just good kind of like comparison. If I was doing an accuracy test, a range test, I would not use these guys, but hopefully it just kind of gives you a kind of like for like. Eye protection, you always need that. And what I'm going to do is, these mags are always quite funny. You need to put them in, and then you almost need to rock them back to click it in. Otherwise it won't actually sit fully on there. I'm going to give you an idea here. I'm just racking the action. So that's putting a BB into the chamber, and then that's going to be kind of the action of it. I'm now going to do a reading so you guys can see what it's firing at. So that is firing at 441 FPS. So that's obviously quite high level. 444, 437, 436, 440. So actually that one in terms of consistency was really good. And I think a lot of people kind of actually have that opinion on this, is that's why they're really popular. The bolt is so small that it's going to kind of get that, consistency where it's not having to push back a massive, like a big mass every time. And then actually it is firing very hot, so which is why this is kind of good for DMRs. In the US, most fields have a limit of 400. In the UK, for instance, where I used to play, it's 350. It kind of on the dual limits, it's like a 1.2 or a 1.5. And then that in joules was a 1.8. So it's over what you're gonna have in the US. So this is the other thing, is I've now got bolt holdback, because that is the, that is where the, where I would do a reload. I'd pull this out, put a fresh mag in it that had BBs, and then I would push that back. Because there's no BBs in there and the follower is at the top there, it's basically just not allowing me. I'll release the bolt that way, and then the action, I can just release it. So what we'll do first is I'll just set up the HPA tank so you can kind of see that. With this one, I'm actually just using this 26 cubic inch tank. This isn't what I normally run actually in a game. In fact, I was using a DMR and something that's like this, and I needed to kind of conserve space and weight. I might use this. I do have some carbon fiber tanks, however, they don't actually have that much air in them at the moment, whereas this is kind of like up to that 3000 PSI is where we are there on that one. In fact, this is the advantage of this camera. I can show you that here. Can I? Yeah, we go, 3000 PSI. So what I'm going to do, this is actually just a cover on here. You can get these probably for about $60. Like the really good ones are going to be maybe a bit more than that, like around 100. And then what you will also need is the thing that is more expensive, which is a regulator. Like this one here is a good one. So you're just going to need to attach your regulator on here. This is probably like 160, I would say. But once you have it and you're running it, it's good to go. Like that's what you can use it on any of your HPA adapters or any of your HPA systems. This is now where I'm going to input this. I've actually got this set at about 110 PSI. So this is going to be more on consistency. With FPS, if I want a higher FPS, I can just increase the PSI. So that's the other thing. Like with a gas mag, I'm kind of set at that 440. I can, on the actual bolt, put an end pass in, which will increase or decrease the airflow, but that's an internal upgrade I need to do. Whereas with this, I can literally just use an Allen key here, like adapt, like open it or close the valve, and then that number will go up or down. I think on the TAPP website, it says anything between like 110 and 150 is where you can run this. So you've got some variation that you can kind of do. That is where on this regulator, it always happens, like as soon as I input that, it kind of drops down, so I need to remember to go it up. So that is the airline. These are probably around $50 as well that you're gonna have to get. One thing actually that TAPP sent me, so I'm gonna be a separate video on this, but they've actually got these kind of like bags which are built for HPA tanks. So I'm gonna put this HPA tank in here. It has this little kind of mesh in here, which I think is great because it's going to stop it from kind of going around. This is going to be the downside of having like an HPA adapter, is you are going to have have a tank on your back at some point, and then you are going to have this. You obviously don't have to carry as heavy mags, but you are going to have that. I'm going to put this on just to show you guys as well. So that is basically what I'm going to have. You can run it in a whole load of different setups. I actually have a plate carrier which has a Cry back panel on the back. I'll often run my HPA in there. And then I've got this little hook line. I will actually normally like put this in my chest rig or on my cummerbund on my plate carrier. So I've just got it kind of sitting there for when I want it. If you're going in the safe zone during one of the games, then you want to remove that HPA line from there so that you're not kind of using that. Right, so the other thing, where did I put that adapter now? I have put the adapter somewhere and I don't know where I've put it. I've got the shotgun shell one right here, and then the actual MP5 adapter I have somehow put somewhere. And I don't know where it is. Okay, so we'll start with this one, which is the shotgun shell adapter. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to, it's going to work the same way. So this one is just going to take the shotgun shells, and then the other one is going to take the MP5 mags. In fact, I'm going to pause it again. This is a pausing video just so I can pick it up and find it, because I have no idea where oh, sorry. It's fallen on the ground. So I've got it right here. I'm going to use this one first actually, just so that I can show you. And then what we'll do is we'll just do the test, and then I'll do the shotgun shell one afterwards. So same way, I'm just inputting it here. It's clicking in. So then I've basically just got that sticking out the bottom. Obviously this female line of the hose is going to go in here. With this, I always rack the action first, just because if for some reason there's any kind of release, it's not going to shoot the BB off. I will put this on as, actually I'm going to fill the magazine with a few rounds. So we'll do a couple of rounds in there, and that's pretty easy. Like, I'm going to just put that last one in. But that's very easy to load. That's another thing, gas blowback magazines. The KC-02 ones are actually fairly easy, but generally they can be a bit of a nightmare. And so when I click this in, give you the close up on here. When I click this in here, this is just gonna basically force those BBs up in there, and then this is in place. Again, I have the release right here, so I can push that. I always can't get this to focus. I can push that and then release and put another mag in. But now I can attach this, which is going to be, they can sometimes be quite fiddly to get in. Like if I've got a sling on, it makes it a lot easier. But then you just want to make sure that this this coupler is like pushed up. So as long as that's pushed up, then, and it's in clicked position, then you're all good. And now I am going to put on this, and I will show you. The first one's not going to release a BB because it's not got one in the chamber. But that is doing the same motion. It's retracting that bolt each time, and then you can see there it's firing. So we're again going to do the measuring of FPS. I don't think this is going to be firing as hot because I've got it only on about 100, 110 PSI, and I could have it up considerably more. Oh, that's not registering. Okay, it's not feeding right now. I may actually have not got enough BBs in here, which is the case. So just make sure you're going to have a couple that drop out when you do it, kind of like an AEG, more that style. And this is going to be, as you can see here, there are going to be BBs that actually are held right there by that little thing. If I go in there and push it, I can drop those BBs out, but it is going to be almost like a little retention system that's going to keep BBs in there. Depending on the mag, like this one's going to release a couple when I put it in. So I can actually now put this in here, and that's not going to fire one. Now it is. So that's firing at 385.5. Oh, still getting used to my system. 385.5 is where that's firing. 382, 386, 380, 390, 389, 387, 390, 397, 383, 382, 393, 388, and that's the end there. So that is giving me a variance of like 10, 15 right there. This is actually a fairly new replica, so actually the hop up hasn't been put in properly, so I'd expect that to drop off in terms of the variance. But you can see there, it's not dropping off. It's not getting lower and lower and lower. You are getting variation, but it's not in any way becoming lower and lower and lower like it does with the gas mag as it cools down and as the gas depletes. So that's where that one's going to be. I'm now going to release that is my airline. So that's what I would do is I go into the safe zone, and then you can see here I've got a couple of BBs left in here, but what I would do is just release that, put another mag in, and I'm all good to go. Let's try out the shotgun shell adapter. Now I'm quite excited for this because I have run shotgun shell adapters on one of the replicas I've run it on is actually my AAP01 carbine. And it's kind of awesome because you can just get a bag or a backpack or whatever it is, throw a ton of these like actual little shotgun shells in there. They weigh nothing. They take 30 rounds each. So it's going to be like a similar capacity than your actual gas blowback mag, but you can carry so many of these. Like in comparison, this weighs probably like 10 times as much. And then I can just kind of like go between these. I'll show you quickly on here. Like that is the actual shotgun shell. You can see here, that's where the BBs are going to go in the end. And you can just literally take this into the end here, and then I can just go doom, 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 put 30 in here. In fact, I'll just show you on here. I'm going to push it in hard so that I can actually do it. And then I'm just pushing BBs into that space. Make sure you got it lined up. And then right there, you can see all the BBs that are in that top piece. So it's going to work exactly the same way. Obviously with this, it's a different style of, where, you know, you're getting more of a drop through right here. One more protruding here, but it isn't going to have anything attaching. This is going to go directly into this space. So I'm just going to literally push that up in there. That's going to click in. You can hear the BBs go. And then this little tab here is my like actual dropout. And it's going to be the same where if I remove it now, it is going to kind of drop a couple of BBs. So we'll do a test on this. It should be roughly the same. So firing at that like 380 to 390 mark. I'm just going to get a couple going here first. Okay, that's not feeding, which I think could be that I haven't got enough BBs in it again. So I'm going to make sure that we load this thing up. Okay, there we go. So yeah, as I said, I think this takes around 30 rounds. See, that is the downside with HPA. Whatever you're doing, that is the downside with HPA. I just caught this there on that. So you do want to make sure that this is kind of, you know, in a place where it's not going to get in the way. I think with this specific adapter, it's kind of good because they've got it facing down. So it's not going to get caught up, and you can kind of switch shoulders if you want to. So that's just, okay, so this hopefully now, there we go. So that's now firing, and let's do some 0.2 FPS readings. Okay, so that's 373, 378, 370, 379, 382, 383, 384, 385, 384, 384, 383, 381, 379, 379, 379, 375, 373, 369, 375, 373, 370, 372, 377, 371, 371. So you can see, guys, there again, it's got some variation on it, but it does not. It's got some variation there, but it's not at all kind of dropping off. And as I kind of like, if I change that hop up unit, if I kind of like change the rubber, change the inner barrel, that is going to probably get more consistent. This is stock everything, and actually that inner barrel I think isn't quite straight, but that is, you can see there like the difference. I can just keep that consistency or keep that power level up at a point, whereas with this thing it is going to drop off. So cost of these, I believe they're about $160. So you're $169 each. You can get these in different colors if you want to. You can get these in different variants. So I think you can get, let me just see what we have on the KC-02. You can get a drum mag version, you can get MP5 version, you can get the shotgun shells and like a drum mag adapter, you can get M4 mags, you can get the ARP9 mags, you can get a different like M4 mag, so you can get quite a few different versions of this. So depending on what mags you already have, you can literally just kind of like plug and play, like put them in as you want. But I think either of these, for me, I kind of like the shotgun one just because it means that I can carry a ton of shotgun shells and it's like a 2-2. This is going to give me more capacity and look probably a little bit more kind of realistic. Just, I mean, it's going to look same either way. It's not going to make a massive difference, but I probably will keep this one, the shotgun shell, because it's a bit different, and I'll probably be giving away this adapter, which is the MP5 one, to any members that we have on a members giveaway. The other thing as well is, what was I going to say? Oh, this also will work in other things. So I know Novridge, I think, make the SSQ-22, and then there's another couple of different variants that just copy the KC-02 as a platform. So depending on which one you have, they're all compatible, it seems like. So you can literally just take this, even if you haven't got the KWA KC-02, you can actually, oh sorry, KJW, I said KWA, KJW KC-02, and you can kind of switch it over to that as you want. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back again probably tomorrow with another video. I've got a ton more of this TAPP stuff to go through. So if there's any specific questions that you have on any of the pieces that I'm doing, or this specifically, just let me know. If you'd like to like, subscribe, etc., that'd be amazing. And I will see you again on the next video. Thank you so much.